The python already had him. Coil after coil tightened around the young piglet's body as dust kicked up beneath his struggling legs. Only a few meters away, his mother spun around. She had heard the cry, and now she was running straight toward the one thing every instinct should have told her to avoid. The snake pulled the piglet closer. The mother lowered her head and charged. For a few violent seconds, the dry African grass exploded with movement. But this confrontation had begun long before the first strike. Earlier that morning, the warthog mother had been moving across the savanna with her young. For the piglets, staying close to her was more than comfort. It was protection. They were still small, inexperienced, and vulnerable to dangers they could neither recognize nor fight. Their mother could not remove those dangers. She could only detect them before they got too close. Most of the morning had been quiet. The family moved between patches of dry grass, feeding and searching the ground as the sun climbed higher. The piglets followed their mother closely. Then curiosity began pulling one of them toward the edge of the group. It wasn't far, just a few meters, but in the wild, a few meters can be enough. Beneath the vegetation ahead, something was waiting. A large African python lay almost completely hidden. Its patterned body disappeared into the broken colors of soil, shadow, and dry grass. It did not need to chase. It only needed an animal to come close enough. The piglet continued forward. His mother was occupied nearby. His siblings remained behind her. Nothing in the grass seemed to move. That was exactly what made the danger so difficult to see. The piglet stepped closer. The python remained still. Closer, still nothing. Then the distance disappeared. The snake struck. The piglet tried to jump away, but the python was already around him. Within moments, the first coil began tightening, then another. The piglet kicked against the ground. His cries shattered the silence, and his mother reacted immediately. She turned, saw the struggle, and ran toward it. For the python, the attack had depended on surprise. Now that advantage was gone. The warthog mother stopped just outside striking distance. In front of her, the python tightened its body around the piglet. She rushed forward. The snake recoiled toward her. She pulled back, then attacked from another angle. She could not simply bite into the coils without risk. Her own piglet was trapped inside them. One badly placed attack could make the situation worse. So she stayed close. Close enough to pressure the snake, close enough to force it to divide its attention. The python had captured prey, but now it also faced a much larger animal willing to defend it. The mother charged again. Dust rose around her feet. The python shifted. For a moment, one section of the coil loosened. The piglet kicked, but he could not escape. The snake tightened again. The struggle was becoming a contest of time. Every second mattered. The piglet was tiring. His movements were becoming smaller. The mother could not know how long he had. but she could see that he was still moving, and she did not leave. She circled, stopped, charged, retreated, then moved in again. Each approach forced the python to react. Holding prey requires energy. Defending against a larger threat requires even more. The python now faced a decision common throughout the natural world. Keep the meal and accept the danger, or abandon it and survive. The mother pressed closer. This time, she did not immediately retreat. The python lifted the front of its body toward her. That movement changed the pressure around the piglet. One coil slipped. The piglet twisted. The mother rushed forward again. The snake recoiled. Another coil loosened. And suddenly, the piglet had room. He pulled one leg free, then another. For the first time since the ambush, escape was possible. But he still had to move. The mother drove forward once more. The python released. The piglet stumbled out of the coils and scrambled across the dust. His mother immediately moved between him and the snake. She did not chase the python. She did not need to. Her goal had never been to win a fight. Her goal was to get her young back. The piglet reached the others. For several moments, the family stayed close together while the mother continued watching the grass. The python still had the strength to defend itself, but without surprise, holding this prey had become too costly. Slowly, it withdrew toward cover. The mother waited. Only when the distance between them had grown did she turn back toward her young. The rescued piglet was shaken and exhausted, but he could move. That was enough. The family began walking away. This time, the young stayed much closer. There is an easy way to describe what happened here. A mother saved her baby. But the lesson is more interesting than that. Survival in the wild is rarely about being fearless. It is about deciding which risks are worth taking. The python attacked because surprise gave it an opportunity. The piglet survived because that opportunity disappeared before the attack could be completed. And the mother did something that can be seen across many species. When the survival of her young was threatened, the balance between danger and retreat changed. She did not need to overpower the python. She only needed to make holding the piglet more dangerous than releasing him. That difference may have saved his life. By the time the family disappeared into the grass, the savanna looked quiet again. But the young piglet had learned something that could shape every day that followed. Stay close, watch the cover, and never assume that stillness means safety. For a young animal growing up here, those lessons are not optional. They are how tomorrow becomes possible.